your snotty little remark aside, it's irrelevant.
Okay.
The point at issue is, should America's immigration policy be used to benefit the people already here, or should it be benefiting Pakistani pushcart operators, illiterate in their own language, never mind ours, who come here, go on...
Ann Coulter completely destroys this entire panel when it comes to the topic of immigration. I have never seen such an owning like this in a long time. Let's see Ann Coulter completely destroy this panel.
7 years has been zero, but because our economy got worse, theirs got better. Mexican women used to have 7 children, and now they have 2. I think that would make a big difference. So let's say everything you say is true, which it isn't.
Well, let's say it isn't. That's not... Okay, your snotty little remark aside, it's irrelevant. The point at issue is, should America's immigration policy be used to benefit the people already here, or should it be benefiting Pakistani pushcart operators, illiterate in their own language, never mind ours, who come here, go on welfare, commit terrorism, engage in crimes?
All right,
why wouldn't you look out across the world like a sports team does and try to get the creme de la creme? Not like this audience. We don't want these people. We want the creme de la creme.
Holy cow, Ann Coulter completely holy cow. She's even the audience is taking some shrapnel there. Like, holy cow, this is crazy. What do you guys think so far? Sound off in the comment section below. Let's continue.
We want to up the average. Up the average.
You gotta give it to her. She ain't afraid. You gotta give her that.
But she's also wrong.
Okay. Now,
she's also wrong.
What's the rebuttal?
Look, 30 million, 12 million.
Big difference.
I would just say one thing. Worry about the 50 million Latinos in the United States of America that are here legally. Worry about that 50 million who care, and who care deeply, because of many of the people that you refer to as murderers and rapists and criminals and people that are on welfare are their aunts, their uncles, their classmates, they work with them. These are people they care about. So what I think that Ann Coulter is actually doing, along with Donald Trump, is that they're just revving up, it's like a Latino registration machine. Because every time they say these things, now I say this quite seriously, 1 million Latinos turn 18 every year in the United States of America, and they're all American citizens of the United States.
And 4 million
here's what happens. And here's what happens. They become the basis of the new American coalition, the new American political coalition, that is young people, that is Latinos, that is immigrants, it's African Americans, it's Asians, it's gay people, it's people that care about the economy, and it's people that care about the environment. And look, you're never going to take the White House with this kind of politics ever again, because there's a new American politics.
All right. But that didn't exactly answer her question.
Can I attempt to answer your question, Ms. Coulter? Because I think one of the things that we have to do in this country is to stop lying. We were earlier talking and touched on the issue of slavery. Ever since the forcible removal of millions of African Americans from chattel slavery, this country has been importing new slave labor.
That's right.
Because this country wants and runs and is fueled by cheap labor.
That's
whether it was Puerto Ricans, whether it was people we drew from Mexico to come here and continue to do so, because the people who are on your side, big agriculture.
Not my side,
big
but I agree.
agriculture, the big corporate interests who want people to come.
Well, she does say that.
I agree with you.
Okay, well, once we bring people here, people's family members, people whose families are born here, are American. Both my parents are immigrants. So I take great exception to any kind of negative characterization of them. I had one come from Africa, my mother came from the Caribbean. When they came here, they came for the same reason that everyone does, for opportunity, for education. And when they're contributing to our society and they have a child here, like me, I'm a first-generation American, and I'm fully American, despite the fact that both my parents were born outside of this.
Okay. That also doesn't answer my point, though it buttresses one of the main points I am making. Yeah, this is cheap labor, and particularly...
But then why isn't the book called Thugs?
Well...
How corporate Republicans are decimating the middle class.
It's because the corporations aren't the ones bringing them in or letting them in. The corporations have no control of the border. Like, they have no control over it. And so, listen, unless you could show me some correlation, like, hey, the corporations are doing this to contribute to this. Other than hiring, that's the only thing they're doing is just hiring these illegal immigrants. And yes, it is because it is cheap labor. Because it's like, well, listen, we all know evil, greedy corporations, right? They're going to do anything to minimize costs, right? They're going to do anything to save $1. So yeah, if you have these people right here who are here illegally that you could pay for less and they have no legal rights here, like no legal workers protections or anything of that nature, and you have these workers over here who are American, who have all these protections, who could demand a higher wage, they're going to go for the cheap labor. But the corporations didn't let them in. The corporations aren't shipping them over here. They're already here. The illegal immigrants are already here. They're looking for work. And yeah, the corporations are definitely going to be like, oh, cool, cheap labor. I don't have to pay them as much as these people over here. Yeah, great. Bring them on. That's exactly what's going to happen. And so the illegal immigrants are the ones choosing to come over here illegally. They're choosing it to do it this way, but they don't think of the negative consequences they have is that, yeah, they're going to be paid less because they don't have all these workers' rights and stuff because they're not an American. They bring it on themselves, and also, too, the Democrats encourage it. The left encourage it. What do you guys think, though? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. Let's continue.
Stupid.
Okay.
In fact, as I told Scott, that's the one error in the book, the title. I didn't argue. You haven't read the book.
I've read it 3 times.
But I'll tell you what's in it.
On the plane, in the hot tub, once high, once straight.
It is far more of an attack on Republicans, on big business, on the Chamber of Commerce than it is on the left.
I agree.
I didn't want to subject at all, but if I listed all the people who are trying to turn our country into a third world hellhole, it would go on to the back page.
Let me ask you something personal.
Look, the question is still, I'm glad you're here, but why should America care that other people of the world are happy? They should care about the ones who are here now, including you.
And all the fruit you eat, all the vegetables you eat, they are all picked by foreign labor.
They could be picked by machines. These are all people going to be on welfare soon. Yes, there are machines that can now pick strawberries.
You cannot
strawberries, tomatoes, and you don't have to pay them Social Security.
Picked by machines.
You don't. That's
they're
because
picked by people who come to this country with their families.
All right. You know what?
But you won't recognize the justice of their labor.
The answer is you can mechanize all of this.
We're not going to. You know what? This is over.
I knew I'd be talked over and I couldn't answer.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to talk over each other.
Okay,
that's all we do on this show. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take.
So I will take over, and I'll just ask you 2 more questions, and then we'll get on to the Pope. 1, Geraldo's your great friend. Is he okay with this book?
Yes, I said something very nice about the Puerto Ricans. They made our country more vibrant.
Okay, all right.
I pointed it out to him.
All right. And also...
So we didn't, in other words, we didn't need 30 million Mexicans. We already had African Americans, and I mean African Americans, not immigrants, and we already had the Puerto Ricans.
And what about...
I'm just stating we didn't need the 1965 Act for all this vibrancy we're getting, because we're getting a lot of crime and welfare use.
Your imaginary friend, Jesus Christ?
Well, Bill Maher, the edgy atheist with your imaginary friend Jesus Christ, but we all know that Bill Maher is kind of an idiot when it comes to that stuff. But it's always funny, these people that argue for illegal immigration, they always bring up like how they're the ones picking out the agriculture, they're the ones picking our fruits and vegetables, whatever, blah 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 blah. How is that exactly an argument? Like, what, people who already are citizens here aren't willing to do that? Like, what is this? Like, they are willing to do that. It's just, as I've established earlier, illegal immigrants are willing to do it for less. It is cheap labor. Why are you arguing in defense of this cheap labor, this practice where they're willing to do it? No, they're willing to do it for a cheaper price. It's not that there's no legal citizens here that are unwilling to do it. It's just that these people are willing to do it for a cheaper price. And why are you defending that? And why do you only look at them as cheap labor? That's kind of horrible. It's like when not Sharon Osbourne, but her daughter. I keep wanting to call her Kelly Osbourne. Like, I know it's not Joan Osborne. Joan Osborne isn't that singer. But Kelly Osbourne, when she was like talking about Donald Trump, and she's like, "Who is going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump?" And everyone on there was kind of like, ooh, you shouldn't have said that. It's like, is that all you see these illegals as? Just people that clean your toilets and pick your fruits and stuff? Like, ooh, like, no. Like, that is a horrible viewpoint, and it's really telling from these people. More instances of why these people on the left are just horrible. But what do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. If you want to see more of Ann Coulter owning people, I got a whole playlist for you on the screen right there, as well as some other goodies for your viewing pleasure.